Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Anexis and I am a blind author, content creator, and freelancer, and my pronouns are they, them. Welcome to my first ever Christmas romance review. I am super excited because I haven't done this before and I'm glad I got to do this. Hopefully next year I'll have that. I'll be able to do that as well. There are a few things on the list that fit the Christmas spirit. Maybe I'll be able to review some. I'll probably read them before Christmas, but definitely I'll try to release them. I'll release the reviews. I'll try to release reviews in December regarding that. So hopefully I get it. Yay! It'll be fun. Anyway, quick housekeeping things. If you enjoyed my content, please consider subscribing to my channel and turning on notifications so that you're aware when I release videos. Also, if you would like to support me in any way, visit my website where you can subscribe to my blog and stay updated on stuff. And you can also check out my debut book, Daughter of Death, which will be out as of this video's being out. It will be out in 2 days on December 26, 2023. And I'm super excited for it. If you are looking for a last minute Christmas gift, that could work, especially for the reader in your life who may enjoy something short because it's about 50 pages. But yes, please consider checking out Daughter of Death. Retailers will be linked in the description, and so will the if you want to buy directly from me, so will my shop. You can also support me on Ko-fi by checking out said shop, and with donations or with a commission for services, which I have listed. So feel free to check all that out. But without further ado, here's my review of Kiss Her Once for Me, a love story of 2 Christmases. My first Christmas romance review. Oh, I'm so excited. I didn't fully plan this. I heard about this book through a wrap up or some I think it was a wrap up with Cindy. I can't remember which one though. And I was like, ooh, this premise is interesting. And I looked it up and I'm like, yep, I'm putting it in. And I believe I was going to read it. I don't know when I planned to read it, but I remember I'm gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna review this. And by the way, I had a very long recording session, so I'm just eating some peanuts while I'm recording this. This is the last video I'm recording today. But I remember just going, oh, I'm gonna make sure the review gets out in December. That was my thought. I'm gonna make sure the review gets out in December. And hey, I made it. By the time you see this, it will be Christmas Eve. Now, I read it in March of 2023. So I didn't read it for Christmas, but y'all will see it for Christmas. And I loved it, even though I didn't read it in December. It's amazing. It's great. It has inspired me to consider a holiday romance. And you know, I can do it. I can write a holiday romance. I'm sure I can. I'll look into it though. Maybe I'll release it eventually. But for now, let's talk about Kiss Her Once for Me. Here we go. Let's read the synopsis. The author of The Charm Offensive returns with a festive romantic comedy about a woman who fakes an engagement with her landlord only to fall for his sister. 1 year ago, recent Portland transplant Ellie Oliver had her dream job in animation and a Christmas Eve meet-cute with a woman at a bookstore that led her to fall in love over the course of a single night. But after a betrayal the next morning and the loss of her job soon after, she finds herself adrift, alone and desperate for money. finding work at a local coffee shop. She's just getting through the days until Andrew, the shop's landlord, proposes a shocking, drunken plan. A marriage of convenience that will give him his recent inheritance and alleviate Ellie's financial woes and isolation. They make a plan to spend the holidays together at his family cabin to keep up the ruse. But when Andrew introduces his new fiancée to his sister, Ellie is shocked to discover it's Jack, the mysterious woman she fell for over the course of one magical Christmas Eve the year before. Now, Ellie must choose between the safety of a fake relationship and the risk of something real. Perfect for fans of Written in the Stars and One Day in December. Kiss Her Once for Me is the queer holiday rom-com that you'll want to cozy up with next to the fire. I mean, it's not wrong. I would want to read this on Christmas Eve. Like, maybe I might read it again for Christmas Eve. Like, this is a good Christmas Eve read. Like, I loved it. I enjoyed it so much. So, like, yeah. This might be something you want to get cozy with and read during Christmas. You know? It is. It might be. So this is written. By the way, the prose is good. But this is written in first person. And it is mainly in Ellie's point of view. Which normally, I'll be honest. Normally, the pitfall for third person. I'm going to talk about this a little bit more in reviews, in later reviews of other books. I think starting like next week. But like the biggest pitfall for first person point of view is you don't get to see every character. You get to see them only from like one point of view in one person's head. And because of that, it kind of and because of that, you don't get to see them. You don't get to you don't get to fully always see their arc. You don't get to see everything, right? And to a point, that is the case in this book as well. There are some things that you don't get to see because you're stuck in Ellie's head, but there is a lot of character growth, and we see it a little bit more because Ellie spends a lot of time with each of these characters and with all these characters and stuff like that. So that's a thing. And we also follow two different timelines. We follow the Christmas timeline, the previous Christmas, the last Christmas, and then this Christmas. And what's interesting is everything in Last Christmas is told in a webcomic format because Ellie decided to kind of deal with the things that happened in her past by writing it out in a story. She also did the same thing with the current story, which is how people found out about everything at the end. It's very interesting. But basically, she has chosen to like write it, and she writes how it kind of turned out and stuff like that. So we see her point of view through the webcomic, and then we see the present timeline. Something I actually found really interesting, actually. The pacing is good. This is insta love, definitely insta love. But I also really enjoyed it. One of the things that I don't usually like about Insta Love is that it usually feels like the characters have no chemistry. They don't feel like, it just doesn't feel like it works, you know? But I will say that it works so much better in this stuff. It does work so much better in here, kind of like it works in the Kiss Quotient, even in a way in Vowels and Name Only, which I'll review later on, but it works so much better, right? So because it works, I'm okay with the Insta Love. It feels magical. It feels amazing. And these two women have such good chemistry. I just can't help but love them. So I love them so much. You know? I love them. That's it. I love them together. Love them individually. They work. The characters are really interesting. I enjoy the characters. I think the characters are wonderful. All of them. By the way, I think I think the main content warning I want to give for this book is neglectful parents here and there, and very bad depictions of, I guess, some family members being unsupportive if you're queer. I don't know how I would phrase that. But it is well written. It's really, really interesting. So yeah, but I like the characters. I really love, especially the family dynamics. The romance is great. Everything is great. The one thing I think I was not expecting, and I didn't mind this because, like, come on now, it was adult romance. This could have happened. I just wasn't like expecting it. Was the sex scene that came in the story. And interesting. I found it kind of interesting because I wasn't expecting it, so it just kind of came. I kind of expected it to like fade to black or whatever. So so it was really interesting to see see it on page. I don't think I read much of that, so it was just interesting to see it on page because I kind of expected it to fade to black. I don't know why, because like it's adult. It doesn't have to fade to black, but it also doesn't have to have it. So I guess I was not expecting it because there was no in the past. I think it was because in the past timeline. So in the previous Christmas there was implication of sex, but and we know that they had it, but we didn't see it on page. We saw sex in present timeline on page. So I guess that because the previous timeline didn't have it, I wasn't expecting it. So I was just like, oh, it's here. Okay. It was just that for me, I think. But it was not bad. It was fine. It was well written. It was interesting. Overall, I love this story. If you want a romance for this Christmas, this is it. You still have time. You still have tonight and tomorrow and the rest of December. If you want a really good holiday romance, a really good Christmas romance, this is it. It will give you the Christmas vibes plus the romance and like the family vibes. I think you'll enjoy it. If you are a romance reader and you're looking for something really cute, really, really light, I think this is kind of the big thing. I think you'll enjoy it. One thing I will mention, by the way, I love about this romance and I want to see more of eventually. I talk about it in another review in a couple of weeks, so I'm not gonna go that far into it, but one of the things I loved about this romance is that the black moment that usually leads to breakup is handled really well, and it means something. One of the things I have I have found that I just don't like in romance is that some, like, the black moment means so little to me, because for me it just means, oh, right, you're gonna get back together anyway. So for me, when I read romance, when there's just like a black moment, we see like a realization scene, and then we see like a time skip where they apologize or something. To me, it means very little, because I'm like, oh right, they'll get together, so there's no change in the formula. But it means so little because we don't even get to see the work that happens between those, like, that time skip and the apology. So to me, black moments in romance mean very little. I'm like, okay, they'll get back together, it's fine. But for this one, I'm glad that there was time spent on seeing how Ellie kind of worked through her problems, did certain things, you know, started doing stuff with her life, and how we found out later that Jack also did a couple of things with her life, you know? So I love and appreciate that they did that, because most romance black moments, I don't feel, have that. Or they, like, skip over all that work and they just summarize and they're like, oh, right, this happened. And I just want to see the work. So I appreciated that in that black moment, there was time spent, at least a little bit, to give the characters something that they ended up doing, and that the separation time just wasn't, like, skipped over. I really appreciate that so much. So yeah, that's my thought. Let me know your thoughts on Kiss Her Once for me. Have a lovely night or day whenever you're watching this. Merry Christmas. Have a lovely Christmas Eve, and I will see you for a vlog tomorrow, if I have it edited, which I hope I do. Okay, hello. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope that you will be reading this book for Christmas. Let me know in the comment section. Did you pick this book up? Did you decide to read it for Christmas and have a lovely swoon-worthy time? I would love to know. By the time you're seeing this, I'm going to be on vacation. But I'll still be checking my comments, so let me know your thoughts. Hey, who knows? Maybe I'll even read a Christmas romance during Christmas Eve. Maybe I would love to reread this one, but it may not be this one. I may read another one to prepare for next year so that I can review it. But let me know if you have decided to pick this one up for Christmas, or if you are doing something else. With that said, thank you for watching. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe and consider supporting me by checking my website and subscribing to my blog, as well as checking out my book and buying me and checking it out, because it's coming on December 26th. It'll be released then. So that's great. I'm really happy for that. Vacation is literally the best celebration. I could have never planned it better, because I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do for release day, but vacation was perfect. So check that out. You can also buy directly from me from my shop on Ko-fi, and while you're there, feel free to hire me for services I offer, as well as buying me a coffee. That'd be awesome. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and until next time, consume stories. Bye!